Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California's sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
E-Class Consulting. It's owned and operated by E. Carice, providing tools, training, and resources that are sure to make you and your business even more successful. We are staffed with a marketing, credit, tax, and a real estate consultant. E-Class Consulting also provides a temporary admin service called E-Class Admins. Want to book an appointment with E-Class Consulting? Call 702-518-3002 or email book@eclassconsulting.com. E-Class Consulting, navigating you to greatness.
Hi. Hey. What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209. Give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
In the mix with DJ Mr. West. Hey! Hot 702.5. Hot 702.5. Hot 702.5.
Welcome to More Life with Mr. West. I'm your host, Mr. West. I'm a licensed insurance, life and health insurance broker and pre-need specialist right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this show is all about education, real conversations, and helping you get more out of life by planning ahead so that you can focus on being present and living in the moment. That means not thinking about what happened in the past, because that doesn't exist anymore. That only exists as a memory now, so it's not even there anymore. And not even focusing on the future, because it ain't happened yet. The only thing you could do is be aware of what's going on right now. If you ever want to reach out or ask questions, just continue the conversation, you can always hit me on Instagram at west.morelife. That's west.morelife. You can also reach me on Facebook at just Wes Wiley, WESWILEY. Last week, we talked about life insurance, what it is, who gets it, who qualifies for life insurance, what you use it for. We talked about families that get life insurance. We talked about businesses that get life insurance and how they kind of use it. But this week, we're going to be getting into the specifics about life insurance, some of the different products that are offered with life insurance. One of those is that we're going to talk about today is term life insurance. What is term life insurance? Who is it for? Is it for you? Because it's not for everybody. This may be a product that just doesn't fit your lifestyle. But at the core of life insurance, this is it. Term insurance is what it is. But before we dive into it, we always start the show with what we did to get more out of life this week. And as you can see here on my, maybe a little bit of glare. I got my vote on this week. Got my vote. I think it's important to go out and vote. I don't know if you still can. If you can, go. I don't know if you can or not today. It might be over. But if you went out and voted, good job. Like I said, I think it's important. At one point, I was, soul searching and doing all this kind of stuff. And it was like, I ain't voting. One of the perspectives out there was, I'll give you two perspectives that were out there. One of them was, my vote doesn't count. That's not true. And when people say that, that's you're being misled. And I really want you to do your research on why your vote does matter. One of the big things for me, how that I know that my vote matters, is I pay taxes. I pay taxes every year, and these people that are running for office and these people that are getting into these positions, they're deciding where my tax dollars are going, and I need to say so on that. They're deciding, funding for schools. They're deciding funding for people who want to buy a house, if they want to, get down payment on a house or something like that. Starting a business, they're deciding where those tax dollars are going. And if you don't have a voice, you don't get to decide. You're just letting your tax money just go wherever anybody else says it should go. So, I look at the things that affect my household first. And I vote for those people that are directly affecting me and my family. That's how I do my vote. The other perspective out there is that our people never voted. That wasn't a part of our culture. True. We didn't do that. We didn't vote for somebody to be the head of us. The head of us was God, and that was it. But here we are in this society right now today, and this is the climate that we live in. We vote. This is where we're at. And until this system is dismantled or overrun, or and something new is put in place, it is what it is. You need to decide where your tax money is going. So if you didn't vote, if you can, go vote. I don't know. I guess you can't vote anymore. Too bad for you. Don't miss the next one. Okay. The other thing I wanted to say is these people that we're putting in office, that we're electing to represent us, they are the ones that are deciding the president with the electoral votes. And you want to put somebody in those positions that are going to vote for somebody, for a president that's going to look out for you. So go out and vote. The other thing that I did to get more out of life this week, my son's school, man, they had a field trip, and they asked me if I wanted to chaperone the trip, and I said yes. I was happy to do it. I was glad to be a part of, to participate in, what the school has going on. The school is great, man. There's a great support system. They've supported me. They support my family. And I really appreciate everything that they do for my family at that school. Maybe one day I'll be able to shout them out. But we did a field trip for summer camp. They went to Ninja Kids, and they had a blast, man. They assigned me 11 kids that I was in charge of, and I feel like I got the rowdy bunch. All boys. They're all wild, and they were just they were kind of all over the place, man, but they were excited. They were happy that I was their chaperone for the day, and I got to talk to them probably much differently than the teachers there talk to them, and I will be coaching some of the sports programs there this upcoming season. So, this is a good opportunity for me to get out and just meet some of the kids that may be on the team. Man, kids, man, they do some wild stuff, man. One of the kids, he just scream out of nowhere, just, why'd you do that? Kids, they try to test you, it's like, okay, all right, I'm gonna flex on you real quick and let you see who the biggest. You little out here, you small. All right, you better get over there and jump on that trampoline. Stop playing around. But man, they have fun. I enjoyed hanging out with the kids, and I really do look forward to helping coach the sports programs over at the school. So yeah, that's what I did. Well, tell me what you did to get more out of life this week. If you can, jump in the chat. Tell me what you did. My sister, man. Tell me what you did to get more out of life this week. I want to know. Put it in the comments. Before we dive into it, I want to give a shout out to ReviveLounge.com. Go on ReviveLounge.com. Make an appointment. They're open from 5 p.m. until that's Wednesday through Saturday. I hope you know what that until means. It means
until the vibes just run out for the night.
There you go. All right, so go on there, man. Make your reservation. Come enjoy some of they added some new things to the menu. The BBLT is on there. I can't wait to try that out. And they got some good desserts on there too, man. I think they had last time I think the cookie and the ice cream, I think was good. The teas, the mocktails, all that stuff, man. You guys got to come check it out. It's a cool vibe. Also shout out Inspired Life right here on my shirt, Inspired Life. Go on Inspired Life's website. If you have family members that are looking for a pre-need arrangement, they need help setting up a cremation, they need help setting up a burial. Listen, we're going to help you out. We're not going to treat you like a number. We're going to treat you like family. Reach out and call them up, talk to Patty. Patty's going to set you up with one of the arrangers, and the arrangers will help you get your arrangements in order. If it's a pre-need, you're going to end up talking to me, and I'll help you get the pre-need set up as well. All right, so without further ado, let's get into what today's show is about. Today's show is about term life insurance. What does that mean? So like I said, there's many different products of life insurance. Today we're talking about term. Term means it's an insurance that provides you coverage for a specific period of time. So you may have a 10-year, a 15, a 20, or 30-year policy instead of a policy that lasts for your whole life. Excuse me. Little itch there. My nose. Anyways, if you pass away during that time frame, then the insurance company will pay you a death benefit. If the term expires and coverage is not renewed or converted, the policy ends. Okay. And I do want to dive into that part about conversion, because I think I was speaking with a friend of mine, and she was saying that her agent, didn't tell her about, conversions. Because what a lot of people hear a lot of people think when they hear term or, limited, or, I'm only going to have coverage for 10 years or 15 years. I don't want that. I want coverage for my whole life. But, depending on your situation, you may qualify, you may be better suited for a term policy right now versus a whole life policy that covers your whole life. So term is temporary coverage. It's, a defined period of time. You set that. If it's going to be 10, 15, 20, maybe it's 5 years, maybe it's 30 years. You're going to determine that based on your situation. It does give you a death benefit. So you will get a payout if you do pass away within that term period. And the big thing is that it's a lower cost than whole life or permanent insurance plans. And that's often the big draw to term, is that. And I was talking earlier about conversions. So let's say you decide you want a 10-year plan, because you're saying, my child is 8 years old. I want to make sure that by the time they hit 18, I want to make sure they're covered up until their age of 18. Then at 18, they're an adult. They can kind of do their own thing. Let's just say that's the scenario. And let's say 5 years goes by and you say, you know what? I need permanent insurance. I want to switch it up. I want to have insurance for my entire life. A lot of carriers will allow you to convert your term policy to a permanent policy or a whole policy. Let's just say they'll let you convert it to one of the permanent policies, because there's many. So you really have to look at your plan, look at your agreement with the insurance company, and find out what that conversion time frame is. What's the rules for the conversion? Because it may not be just you have to make up your mind within 5 years or 2 years or whatever it is. It may be you have to make a certain amount of payments before you can do that. Some of them may not allow you to transfer your premiums over to the new plan. Some of them do. Some of them may make you do they may make you do a health assessment. Some of them may not. Because typically when you sign up for a term plan, you don't have to do a health assessment. So you really have to look at your agreement. You got to read the fine print, the 6 and 10 and 12 pages. You got to read through that stuff, because it's going to tell you what you can and what you can't do. But if you're one of those families that decided, hey, you know what, I need to change this, you need to find out when it is, because once that period elapses, you're not going to be able to convert it into a whole life policy. Then you have to do a whole new policy. You're most likely going to have to do a health assessment at a later age now, which could raise your premium. And who knows what else they may make you do. So look at that and, figure that out. So this next section, we're talking about who term life is designed for. And it's typically designed for young families. So young families are, people with children, that are still at home, people who may have just gotten a mortgage. They're still trying to figure out their expenses in the household. They're trying to figure out some future educational costs. They're still, they're trying to figure out their budget. Okay, so they're navigating all those things, but they still want coverage in case someone passes away, mother or father, or even the kids. You need to put coverage on your kids too. So it's designed for. This is one section that is designed for is these young families. They're trying to figure out their budget. They're trying to figure out their life, and they want coverage before something happens or before they move on to a whole life. And it's cheaper. Often these policies, I've seen some that are like $20 a month. I've seen them from $20 to $40 to $50 a month. They're very affordable. And then you can get a high death benefit. So you can get something like $250,000 or $500,000 for relatively cheap. And that's because it is a term. So it's not full. It's just for a specific amount of time. That kind of helps it be a little cheaper. It's for new homeowners too. Homeowners that are looking for mortgage protection. You want that. You got a 30-year mortgage, get 30-year term plan. With mortgage protection added onto it. You pass away, the death benefit pays your mortgage for you. Not just your monthly mortgage. It's going to pay the house off for you. It's also for, families with or single income households. This is something where you just want protection for the primary income source. So that main person that's in there, you want to make sure that if they pass away, that, okay, we got a 10-year plan. We got a 10-year policy. We already made in advance. We already said in advance that our policy is covering all of our bills for those 10 years. Okay. So we've got 10 years to figure out what we're going to do, or whatever you said, 15 or 20. Growing families, we're protecting families that are growing during some of the highest years of responsibility. We're talking about you're just now, maybe have a few young kids, maybe they're first and second grade. They really need educational support. They need transportation, to and from school. Those are the sort of things that you want to consider when you're deciding what death benefit amount you want. You want to make sure you can cover those things if you pass away. Okay. I got an example here. I got a real life example. Imagine a 35-year-old parent with 2 children. Okay. A mortgage and a car payment. What happens if that income disappears tomorrow? So that 35-year-old parent passes away. What's going to happen to those 2 kids? What's going to happen with that mortgage? What's going to happen with that car payment? If you've got these, the bigger your responsibilities are, the bigger the impact you have. The bigger the impact if your income disappears. So, those kids, those 2 children that he or she has, they'll still be financially protected. The grief doesn't go anywhere. They're still going to be grieving their parent. That's not going to go anywhere. But your policy could help cover something like therapy sessions for them. So, they can learn how to grieve, this loss. Like I said, protecting the mortgage, making sure those babies have a home to live in, still. And then a car payment, making sure the car is paid off. Maybe you'll have a niece or a nephew or an aunt or something like that will, be responsible for taking those children to and from the things that they have to do sports, school, all those kind of things. And maybe you want to make sure that that car is paid off so that whoever that is can have reliable transportation. So those are the sort of things that you want to think about when you're deciding how much coverage you need and how long you need your policy for. So yeah, think about that. Think about that stuff. And then I got one more section before we jump into a little quick break. We've got why term life is so popular. The biggest reason it's so popular is because it is affordable. You can get high coverage amounts with low premiums, low payments per month. Some of those examples are like $250,000, $500,000, $1 million. You can still get those amounts, and they're often much cheaper than it is with the whole life policy. And they're simple plans. They're easy to understand. They're straightforward protection. They don't have that. They don't have those extra variables in there that are sort of like investment things. That you can't really call it investment because it's life insurance, but they are investing your premiums. When you make your payment every month, they're investing those premiums and they're making money off of you, just like a bank does. So term policies, they're easy to understand. So you don't have to, your policy of the amount of policy you have. What's up, Daryl? What up, man? That's my cousin right there. You got a policy? Got an insurance policy? Hit me up. Pre-need too, man. You might need to get some pre-need set up for y'all. Yeah, anyways, hit me up. What were we talking about? Easy to understand, straightforward protection. You don't have to worry about the investment part. Term doesn't have a cash value. It's not the build your bank kind of thing. It's not that. There are some other products we will talk about that can be treated like that. But you have to be careful how you word that, because when you say something like that, it's misleading when you say that, because you need to be. My whole thing is being transparent. I want to let you know exactly what's going on here with these plans. So today, like I said, it's straightforward protection. There's no cash value. You're not going to increase the death benefit. There's no cash out, anything like that. You can't take a loan out from it or anything like that. Okay. It's just basic term insurance that everyone should start with. Okay. And like I said, it's affordable. It's a very budget friendly insurance plan that you can get that protects your family, and it's a good starting point. But keep in mind the conversion. When you decide, I need more than this, I do want that cash value, I do want to pour more money into my insurance policy, you can do that, and you can convert it from term to whole life or to a permanent policy. That's it for right now. I'm going to take a quick little break, sip me some water, and then we'll get back into the next section. So, peace.
If I give all my time, you ain't gotta try. On the side, you ain't gotta lie. I'm about to roll up, tell me what's the hold up. So get it. Let's talk about this now, I'll make it real loud. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen, got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do, need me to do, roll through and solve this problem. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. jump ship. See you drowning into nowhere, and you best believe you wanna play the victim. You gotta play the victim. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do roll through and solve this problem. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do roll through and solve this problem.
What it is, I know you run your sister, so I'ma just keep it crisp. Ooh-wee, believe me, I love what you got, but I'm young and I'm dumb, running straight to the top. Leave it color-coded with it. Love whenever you be showing emotion, yeah, that mean I got you. To be honest, ain't a lot of chicks that really top you, and you know I'm with it, nothing to lose. You got the juice. I be around some groupies, but I'm not into those. Yeah, I want you in the picture, but you changing your pose, banging me up, calling my phone, saying you know what I'm doing. You know you hard, you ain't moving. So tell them cats in them DMs, if I see him, my baby gon' be making a post that say free him. Cause your love worth 100 miles of running facts. Let me call this girl back.
Hey, it's Icarice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting.
Ooh, sad, killed it.
I had to choose on these big moves. She chose on me. No duck goose. Meditation to the mind while I'm making moves. Tunnel vision to the grind. No, I will not lose. And I'ma put you on, stick to myself, and I'ma be in my zone. Baby, what do you want? She wanna ride my wave, and I'ma play it safe. Can we be on go? Hustle and flow. Gotta keep my mind clear, gotta stay away from stress. If we dress to impress, you can hop in my ride. Understand where we at, we gotta stay on track and hold each other's back. If you just hop on my wave, we'll be okay. You are the question and I am the answer. With you, my baby, my heart beats faster. I'm just here to change your life. You're as sharp as a knife. Smoking spinach with my olive oil. Yeah, I planted the seed in the soil. But what I plan to be raw. We gotta stay healthy. No, we can't get spoiled. We are the truth and there are no rules. You a ruby, baby, you're a jewel. And I know love is easy, yeah. I need you to believe me, yeah. I knew you was gonna be my girl. Let me take you away from this world.
Hey, what's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
In the mix with DJ Mr. West. Hey! Hot 702.5.
That's my son saying that, by the way. Hot 702.5. 702.5. He's a character. I love him. Anyways, we're back. Listening to More Life with Mr. West. I'm Mr. West. Right now we're breaking down term life insurance policies. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. Any questions, leave them in the chat. You can DM me on Instagram at west.morelife. That's west.morelife. You can also send me a message on Facebook, Wes Wiley on Facebook. I can help you out with the many different life insurance policies. I can help you out with annuities. I can help you out, and let me be clear, I can help you out with fixed annuities, okay? I can't do variables just yet, but I will end up adding that in the future. I can also help you out with pre-needs. Pre-needs are cremations and burials. I can help you out with that stuff too. So hit me up on social media and let me know how I can be of service to you. Anyways, back to the show. We're talking about term life insurance. This next section is things that people don't realize are associated with term life insurance. Like I said, I'm all about transparency. I want you to understand these products. And even when we sit down, I go over everything. You know, I'm probably long-winded in that aspect, but I'd rather you have the information and not need it than need the information and you don't have it. So I will take the time to do those things. So this part is about people that don't things that people don't realize are associated with term coverage. This is common sense, but common sense ain't so common. The coverage ends. You know, it's a term policy, so eventually it will expire. And then there are renewal costs. Later, you know, in life, you know, the policy may become more expensive. So, you know, keep in mind when we already kind of said this, but keep in mind that the policy does end and you need to consider how long your coverage should be for your family when deciding when that coverage is going to end, because it will end if you don't convert it. And I want to stress that conversion part a lot because it's important. You need to decide, do I still want to keep this term policy or do I want to convert it? So figure that out. Can we get some background music? Little upbeat something. There we go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Coverage later may be more expensive, and yes, it's the older you get, the more it's gonna be. You know, 25 is cheaper. 40, okay, all right, it's getting expensive now. You might as well jump into a permanent policy at this point. Health changes. Your health will affect if you're even insurable. So don't wait until you're sick. Don't wait until, you know, you find out you got high blood pressure and high cholesterol and, you know, you got all these health problems now, because the plan is going to be higher. So, and even if you are going through those things, get it under control. Do what you got to do. Change your diet. Go work out. Get enough rest. All these things are important, not just for insurance purposes, but for your life, for, you know, making sure you have a good quality of life. So take care of your health. You know, eat the things you're supposed to eat, exercise, get some rest. Waiting too long, you know, it affects the premiums. Because the older you get, the more problems you do eventually have. And that's why the policies do go up. But you can kind of counteract that slightly if you are on top of your health. All right. The biggest risk with term life isn't the policy itself. It's not having a plan for what happens when the term ends. So that's why we're talking about, that's why I'm stressing converting your plan before that period ends. And, if you don't convert it and it does come to an end, having a plan for that. Okay, am I going to do another term, or am I going to move into something that's going to be permanent, that's going to allow me some cash value that I can withdraw and can take loans out from if I need to? Because when we get into that next week, we'll get into that next week. I don't want to talk about that right now. Anyways, term life in the real world. And we'll get into this before we end the show for today. For family protection, this is income replacement. That's it. That's what it's designed for. It's not designed for you to generate this huge amount of wealth and, when you die. That's not what term is for. The other policies may be for that, but term is not for that. It's for mortgage protection. When you pass, you want to make sure your loved ones are staying, they have a place to stay. So it's going to, the policy, the death benefit kicks in, depending on how much policy you have, they may just, you may be able to just pay the house off, or they're going to be able to cover the mortgage payments for a certain amount of time. And then there's, debt protection. Help you when you pass away. It'll help you cover some of those loans that may be out, some of those credit obligations that you may still have, and many other financial commitments. There are some business uses for term life insurance. They still have that key person protection. We talked about that last week. What that key person is, that's someone who's in a business and they are someone who generates a high amount of revenue for the company. So the company will take an insurance policy out on that key person, and if they pass away, they can replace what that person was, the revenue that person was generating, for a specific amount of time until they can find someone else to fill that role that is just as good as that person who unfortunately passed away. Those buy-sell agreements are in there. We talked about that last week. The buy-sell agreements are if you have, for example, you have two partners that own a business and one of them passes away, does the business ownership then transfer to the deceased owner's spouse or next of kin? With buy-sell agreements, the living owner has the option to purchase those shares of the business before it transfers over to a next of kin. And then it's business continuity. If someone passes away, you have this money to keep the business going. If you pass away and you're a sole owner, and you've got your business automated, you could still, have, the money helping you to continue the business and keep it going. Maybe your kid steps in and they can kind of, help out with that. But yeah, so there's many more uses for term life. It's a big thing. So let's sit down, let's talk about your situation, what you want to do, and let's find a plan that works for you, your household, that works for your family, and so you guys can be protected. What financial obligation would still exist tomorrow if you weren't here? So think about that sort of thing. I gotta wrap this up pretty quick. I'm going to go through this really fast. Common myths. Myth 1, I'm too young. No, you're not. Myth 2, it's too expensive. No, it's not. Myth 3, my job already covers me. Yeah, they do, but is it enough? Oftentimes it's not. Myth 4, I'll get it later. You get it later, it's going to be more expensive. And my saying is, tomorrow could easily become today. You may pass away tomorrow. Now you don't have nothing. It is what it is. Don't wait. Key line, waiting doesn't usually create more options. It usually creates fewer options. So we already talked about that. You get old, this stuff starts becoming a little bit more expensive. Little reflection period. Ask yourself, who depends on me financially? What happens if my income disappears? How long could my family maintain their lifestyle? Do I know how much coverage I actually need? Ask yourself those questions. Sit down with your family. Come up with a plan. Call me. Let's put something together for you and your family. Let's put something together for your household. But that's it for the conversation for today on More Life with Mr. West. If this touched you or reached you in any kind of way, please, leave a comment in the chat, or you can DM me on Facebook. DM me on Instagram at west.morelife. That's west.morelife. You can also contact me on Facebook at Wes Wiley, WESWILEY. Next episode, we're talking about whole life insurance. We're getting into the goody stuff, the stuff that has cash values and all that. We're gonna start understanding permanent coverage. Whole life is just one part of permanent coverage. We will discuss what whole life insurance is, how it differs from term life, cash value, permanent protection, common misconceptions, and always remember real conversations about life, planning, and the discussions that shape our future. Peace out. Be present. Peace.